supporter hier von Anna Schaffenhuber. Christoph Schneider. Wir sind hier an der Meister. Wir sprechen über Markus Seicher. Österreich. Johan Taberle, France. Waouh, nous avons beaucoup de champions ici à Tarvisio. Les championnats du monde Tarvisio 2017. A couple of minutes, we start the first race at the downhill. Women visually impaired, standing and sitting, followed by the men. Abbiamo 3 apripista, anzi 4 apripista. We have 4 forerunners, Dolzer, Francesco Rettenbacher e De Silvestri. E poi inizieremo con Women Visually Impaired, Henrietta Farkasova, Millie Knight, Eleanor Zana, Mena Fitzpatrick e Zanel Amstead. This is the official champions for the women visually impaired.
Welcome to Tarvisio here in Italy. This is the World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships 2017. You join myself, Alan March, here right at the foot of this mountain, waiting for some of the world stars in para-alpine skiing to make their way down. Today, day one of competition. It's all about the downhill. And we'll start with the women's visually impaired category in just a few moments' time. Sochi gold medal winner Henrietta Farkasova, three-time world champion already. She's ready and waiting to lead us away. She got bib number 1 on. She'll be coming down just a few moments' time. Great Britain's Millie Knight, fastest in both training days. She follows Farkasova. She'll come down with bib number 2, herself and her guide, which is Brett Wild. The 18-year-old from Great Britain following the 30-year-old from Slovakia. And there you can see the starting gate. Some 1,377 meters. All right, starting altitude, and away we go. The 2017 World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships are underway. Big dropping down left-hander to start with. Farkasova being guided through by Natalia Subatova. Farkasova, the flag bearer at the closing ceremony in Sochi. Gold medal winner and on the giant slalom as well, so we'll look out for that a little bit later on in the week. But it is the three-time world champion that gets us underway here in Tarvisio on day one. Making a good start of it as well. 32.09 at interval time 1. And 1:14.62, the official time in our first run for Farkasova. Well, that's the time to beat, isn't it? Straight out of the bat. Henrietta Farkasova. 1:18.43 in training on day one. Quicker yesterday. And now we have Millie Knight, just 18 years of age. And only just turned 18 as well on the 15th of this month. Born in Canterbury. Her guide is Brett Wild. Slight delay at the top before we get underway. You can see Knight just to the left of centre of your shot. Just setting herself. Brett Wild just to the left as you look at it. Guide in the bright orange top. Away goes Millie Knight. Double medalist of the 2015 World Championships. 1 silver, 1 bronze, 1 in the giant slalom, the other in the slalom. She's been fastest in training on both days so far. A training that, well, it already claimed victim to Kelly Gallagher. A broken arm for her. Doesn't compete here. So a big chance for Millie Knight. She's got to get past that time of Farkasova. 1:14.62. She's inside at the first split time, 0.72. Plenty of encouragement at the bottom of this mountain. 1:14.62 is what she wants. We'll wait for the official time. It's good from Knight. 1.2 inside for Kaseva. Very, very awkward landing at the end. She's been unable to stop as she would have wanted, and Elena Sana is already underway, as you can see through the pictures. We'll bring you an update on Millie Knight as we get it. 1:13.42 puts her in the gold medal position after 2 competitors so far. Sana, 19-year-old from Belgium. Her guide is Chloe Sana. This is her 2nd World Championships, a DNF and a disqualification in her 2 events in Canada. Only made her senior debut back in 2014. She's down at the moment. Five competition days to come here from Tarvisio. If you're just tuning in, this is day 1, 3rd competitor to come in this downhill so far, and this is Elena Sana, who is some, by my maths, 1:93 behind. She was over 4.5 seconds back at the 2nd intermediate time, and a big cheer for Sana as she comes through the finishing line. 5.60. Now, Menna Fitzpatrick. Can Great Britain put 2 medals into the suitcase on day 1? That's the question that Menna Fitzpatrick has to try and answer. Just 18 as well. She's the slightly older of the 2 18-year-olds. Her guide is Jennifer Keogh. This is her 1st World Championships, Fitzpatrick. Picking up medals, including golds on the World Cup circuit. Menna Fitzpatrick trying to turn World Cup into World Championship. And of course, all of these athletes will have PyeongChang, the Winter Paralympics of 2018, at the back of their minds at the moment. She wasn't too far behind in training, Fitzpatrick, over both days, but at the moment she's struggling off the pace somewhat. Through the line she comes then. Official time 1:30. .54. Fitzpatrick misses out on medals there. So, Danielle Umstead, husband Robert Umstead, is her guide. And of course have the men's visually impaired downhill medal group a little bit later on in the show as well. Be lots of communication between the guide and the competitor. And you see Robert Umstead looking behind constantly, making sure that his wife is following and keeping pace as she should be, as they will have practiced over and over again. 3-time Paralympic medalist Sochi. Silver at the last event. Umstead comes through then, so we'll check on the time. 1:23.86, and Millie Knight will be one delighted 18-year-old. She had a heck of a rough finish to her race, but we'll try and pick up on the progress. So it is Millie Knight for Kasova and Sana that pick up the medals in our first event. The women's standing downhill event to come then. Once again, welcome to the coverage here in Tarvisio. This is the World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships, day one of competition. And we'd love for you to get in touch with us as well. Use the Twitter handle, which is at Para-Alpine, of course. Send your messages into there. Hashtag Tarvisio17. You might hear a version of Sweet Caroline being played in the background. They've changed some of the lyrics in this. The DJ and the announcer here have been singing Sweet Tarvisio to the chorus. I'm not sure whether I like that or not. There you go. So, this will be an intriguing event as well. After an injury layoff, there's no stopping Marie Burchet of France. She was the quickest in training over both days. Can she make it a hat-trick of downhill golds? She's still only 22 and hasn't competed here this season. Turned up in Italy and smashed it in the training. Can she deliver again when it comes to picking up the medals here? The downhill events, if you're again new to para skiing, each athlete competes on one run down the course. Their finish time determining the final order based on ascending time, and that's how we run it. Athletes ski down a long steep course here, must pass through a relatively few number of gates on this course. There are 31 gates, 23 of those are turning gates. If they miss a gate, they are disqualified. It's as simple as that. Different impairments and different classifications within the medal groups. A formula is added to the stopwatch, so don't use your own stopwatch and expect it to be exactly the same time each time around. A formula is added in accordance with the rules and regulations, so the clock you see may run faster or slower depending on the classification. It's also a dance version of Sweet Caroline, which again kind of messes with my head, but some people in this room seem to like it. 3 men's medal group events coming up a little bit later on as well. Don't forget the VI, the standing and the sitting medal groups for both men and women today here on day one in Tarvisio, the World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships. Slight delay before we get away with the standing event in the women's medal group. And there are the official results for the women's VI section then. So Menna Fitzpatrick, she'll be disappointed with that. Looked really good in training. Stephanie Jallant up at the start, preparing to get us underway in the standing event, the 20-year-old American. Some people are disappointed I'm not singing along. As if that's the first tweet. Craig Spence, thank you very much. But as if that's the first tweet to come through the disappointment of me not singing along to Sweet Caroline. That clearly means somebody's never heard me sing. So we're around about 30 seconds away from our second medal group event in the women's section. Jallant, Ramsey, Jochumsen, Rothus, Bauchet, Schwartz, Valenu, Latimer and Schmidt. That is the starting lineup. 8 competitors and we are away. Stephanie Jallant, big ankle injury in 2016, didn't finish at the 2015 event. She'll be looking to certainly make it all the way down the piece this time. Double bronze in Sochi, Super G and Super combined, so more to come from her this week. Jallant, first to tackle this course in the standing event. Sun beating down here in Tarvisio. You may see it in the final camera shot as they just come over the last hill. It seems to rise for around about an hour. It stays just above that final part of the course. But it's at the backs of all of these competitors. Jallant, first interval time was 33.56. Staying close to the gates on that slight right-hand turn. And again, you can hear the crowd starts to pick up as they just come over the brow of that hill. Through comes Jallant. Another hard landing. Jallant unable to stop herself from hitting the protective barrier at the bottom. 1:19.58 sets the tone for the rest of the field here. Lana Ramsey, 22 years of age, out of Calgary. Regular podium finisher on the World Cup circuit. 7th in 2015. She did compete in Sochi, but not in the downhill. So turning her attention to this one. She's just outside at the first interval as I look at it.
Excuse me. Thank you.
So Ramsey. Long hair just flowing out the back of her helmet. She is motoring. She's inside at the second interval. So Ramsey has picked up some time here and is inside. Jallant's time of 1:19.58. Just wait for the official time to come up. I think she's in time, and she is. 1:18.63. Ramsey takes the lead. Anna Jochumsen of the Netherlands should be up next. Bib number 8. Following that, the Andrea Rothfuss, Marie Bauchet, Melanie Schwartz, Laura Valenu and Erin Latimer. Is the rest of the order here. Plenty here, some Claudia Loesch supporters coming up in the next medal group. Claudia Loesch taking on the rest of the field in the women's sitting downhill medal group. As you can see, not a cloud in the sky. Hasn't snowed here since I arrived, so it's at least 3 days without any fresh snow, and still some treatment for Stephanie Jallen. Hit hard at the finish of her run, so I'll take care of her first. Gives us another slight delay. So as we said, plenty of action coming up throughout the course of the 5 competition days. For full information, of course, you can go to www.paralympic.org/alpine-skiing. The complete schedule, live results, biographical information as well. It's all on the website. And don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us, you can use the Twitter hashtag Tarvisio17. You can follow us as well at Paralpine. Maybe you're going to join us the rest of the week. You too could do that. Look at that. I've got a pass. I haven't used it yet. I think the first non-competition day is Friday. Look out for various photos from me going up the gondola. Take a look at it all from the top. So Kevin Jardine, the course setter, as mentioned a little bit earlier on, number of gates here on this slope is 31. Those that involve turning, 23. It's all about where you find the speed on the course. Skiers will know that. Of course, as I mentioned earlier on, a lot of attention going into the Winter Paralympics of 2018. PyeongChang in the Republic of Korea, the 3rd time that Asia has held the Winter Games. The first 2, both in Japan, and Sapporo and Nagano in 72 and 98. Maybe you're old enough to remember both of those. I'm only going to claim one. So what you'll see on the screens is one split time during the race. I have access to 2 of those, so I can kind of keep you more informed as to how close people are to various times. The course here is called Di Prampero. As I said, starting altitude 1,377 meters above the ground. For those of you that like it in feet, that's 4,517.7 feet. The finish altitude is still 834 meters high, so that's 2,765.75 foot above the ground. The main road into Tarvisio runs pretty much parallel with the venue. Various pizzerias and water holes scattered along the route in here into Tarvisio. And again, just making sure that Stephanie Jallen is okay. The 20-year-old hitting hard at the end. Very similar to Millie Knight. Just unable to correct themselves at the bottom of the slope. Reliably informed, it's Tarvisio 2017, so apologies for that earlier, but Tarvisio 2017. Just going back to that first event, the VI category for the women, what a prospect Millie Knight is turning into. It's, as I say, just turned 18 in January, on the 15th. What a birthday present that is. World champion in the downhill category. And, well, that is certainly something to look forward to for the Winter Paralympics from a Great Britain perspective. Canada's Anna Ramsey, after two competitors so far in the standing event, leads the way inside the time of Jalen. So Anna Jochumsen, here's one for you. Born in Swaziland, in Manzini, a little town that's actually twinned with Keighley in West Yorkshire, would you believe, in Great Britain. So there you go, how Manzini of Swaziland is twinned with a town in West Yorkshire, I'm not sure, but it is. And that's where this lady was born. She represents the Netherlands. She's 31 years of age and missed out on the medals in 2015, just finishing in 4th position. Another of our single leg skiers. Into this long, slow left-hander. Before having to change direction and speed. Jochumsen, my first interval is inside by 0.53. So a DNF in Sochi, a 4th in Panorama. There's 1:18.63 to do. She's lost a bit of time here. According to the TV graphics, will Ramsey remain at the top, or can Jochumsen come through the line here at speed? Just outside. Jochumsen drops into 3rd, very quick over the opening section. Unable to maintain that speed throughout. 113 athletes signing up to take part here. Rothfuss of Germany, the next from the gate, 27 years of age, 3-time Paralympian, medalled in all 3 of those Paralympics that she's represented her country in. This is her 5th World Championships. And she was the former champion back in 2011. Just a little unbalanced coming through there. 0.5 inside at interval 1. So various different time splits to give you, to get an indication of how these ladies are doing. Two times inside 120, one inside 119 so far. Rothfuss needs to stay quick here. 1:18.63 to go top. Former champion, silver medalist last time out. How will she affect the standings here as she comes through? She affects it massively, right to the top of the pile. Rothfuss, 1:18.63 to beat. 1:17.91, our first competitor inside 1:18. 4 down, 4 to come. But this lady, this weekend in training, has looked the lady to beat. Marie Bochet. Big injury in October. Fractured her right knee. Just coming back. And she's come back quick. Huge in training. 1:17.79 on the first day. 1:16.84 on the second day. Quickest of the group in both days. 4 golds in Sochi. 5 in 2015. She's just 22. Can the reigning champ make it a hat trick? She's inside. 0.86 at the last intermediate. Boucher racing towards home, racing towards another gold medal. 1.63 inside. I said she'd been quick in training, and arms aloft. She is one happy lady. 1.63 quicker than the rest of the field. How quick would she have gone with a full season under her belt? Well, we'll never know. But Boucher heading towards the Republic of Korea in 2018. Very much the lady to beat in this standing category. The second American competitor of this medal group then, Melanie Schwartz. Never medalled at a major competition. It's her second World Championship. She's a double Paralympian. Another of our single leg skiers. Tucking in, trying to find the speed to navigate through the gates. She was some 2 seconds back from Boucher, but of course, other medals to fight for. She's way back now, losing time. So currently ranked 6th, unless you can find something down this final pitch. Pushing towards the line, crossing in 1:23.94. That will put her in 6th position, the 31-year-old. Only Romanian competitor here today. This is Laura Valinu, 27-year-old, lives in Germany now, in Munich. She's a doctor, and she's not busy competing against the rest of the world. Pretty wide there, very close to the V-netting on the sides, the protective netting. You witness that all down the sides of the slope here. Tucking in again, trying to find some speed. She was 2.39 back on Boucher's time at the first intermediate. She's 6 plus, according to your graphics on the screen at home. Some 6.5 seconds back. She needs to pick up the pace here. Verlenu comes through. She will finish in the position that she left the gates in, 7th, and head straight for the exit. No big dramatic finish from Laura Verlenu. Bronze in the slalom in 2015, so the double Paralympian will be looking at other events here later on in the competition. Now Erin Latimer, last person to affect the standings at the moment. It's Boucher with gold, Loftus with silver, and Ramsey the one in danger here. But Erin Latimer would need to come up with something huge. She does now. She's 2.4 back, so barring something sensational here in the bottom end from Erin Latimer, world champion once again. Boucher waiting down at the bottom. You have to get it confirmed. It has to be official. But Boucher will know that Latimer is behind in times here. And the 20-year-old, this is her second World Championships, came 6th in 2015. And at the moment, she's heading for exactly that. She's ranked 6th, according to times as I see it coming through. Can she improve? No, 6th again it is. So the one-time Paralympian Erin Latimer equals her result from 2015. So be a slight pause at the top, at the start gates here. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us, Tarvisio 2017. Let us know what you think so far. Bochet, though, 1:16.28. Quite majestic from the 22-year-old. In fact, forgive me, there is scheduled to be one more starter in this. Binia Schmidt of Switzerland is scheduled to go, and I believe that's who that is up there waiting. I'd already moved into the final person, but forgive me, Binia Schmidt. She will then become the last person that can affect the standings. There you go, day one for you. So here we go, Binia Schmidt. It's her first major event. Just 19. One heck of a challenge to go through. So different challenges for Schmidt. As you see, no poles in use for the young Swiss skier. So different body balancing techniques, different manoeuvring, perhaps to those that use the poles. Tucking in really tight through this section of the track. Needs to pick up as much pace as she can here. She's picked up a place with the pace. She was ranked 9th at the first intermediate time split. She's picked it up to 8th. Where can Binia Schmidt come in? She stays 8th, so picks up one place as she goes through. That will relegate Vrelinu into 9th position. But as suspected, didn't alter the medal standings one iota. Bochet, Roftus and Ramsey, they await those official results, but that will be the podium placings for that event. The venue announcer in both English and Italian is very excited, and here we go again. Sweet Caroline is the anthem of this event. I kid you not. It's -9 out here. It was -12 the first day's training, so it's warmed up a little. The sun, when it does actually poke its head over the top of this mountain, is it's quite ferocious. Well, some are liking it. The supporters there of Jon Santacana Mestegui. The Spaniard coming up in the men's visually impaired event a little bit later on. There's how on the screen now the jury for this event. Appeals can be made up to 15 minutes after the last competitor has crossed the line in each medal group. So should they feel something is amiss, that is the process to follow. So plenty of people here on day one. It'll only get busier as the competition rumbles on. 2 events down. We've Millie Knight of Great Britain picks up 1 gold. France with Marie Bochet with the second. Currently waiting for our 3rd and final women's event of the day then. So 5 golds in Sochi. Can Anna Schaffelhuber add the world title for the first time? Austrian rival Claudia Loesch will say, hold on a minute, as she looks to defend her title. Schaffelhuber quickest in training over the last couple of days. This is Laurie Stevens, the 32-year-old American, 2006 para champion. So plenty of experience, plenty of medals in the bag, a bronze in Sochi. First view of the seated competitors, and Stevens takes the tumble. First one down is the first one down. Pardon the pun. And Stevens looks okay there. The downhill world champion of 2013, 5th last time out. She is going to be mightily, mightily disappointed here to have taken that tumble. As you can see, looks perfectly fine within herself. So our first competitor this time out doesn't make it to the bottom of the piece. So Laurie Stevens' attempt at picking up another World Championship medal. She's got 6 medals from her 3 Paralympics. And a disappointment for Stevens as she makes her way down. And can only watch on for the rest. So our first DNF. A disappointing one for the American team, has to be said. So don't forget, you can join us for every single day of competition. If you want to know more about alpine skiing, go to www.paralympic.org/alpine-skiing. You can follow us on Twitter at ParaAlpine as well. Tune in every day and that our competition runs.
Start.
So again, slight delay as we await competition to get back underway fully. A reminder, you can get in touch with us. Use the hashtag Tarvisio 2070. Don't worry about writing in your native language. I have the ability to translate that. My skills are not limited. Obviously there's a cheat button, but my skills are not limited. So if you want to get in touch with us, please do. Feel free to send in your messages. We'll take a look at those a little bit later on. Is some of the action from earlier on in the day. Next up should be Anna Schaffelhuber of Germany. Quickest on both days of the training, 1:18.08 yesterday, which was just short of 9/10 quicker than she was on day one's training. But glorious conditions here, offering great visibility. And this is Schaffelhuber, so a real chance for her to lay down the gauntlet to the rest of the field then. Her time will be the first time on the board. A student, 5-time gold medalist in Sochi. Another that lives in Munich. No World Cup downhill golds to her name previously. Is this her time? Is this her event here in Italy? 31.87 at the first intermediate. Nothing to base that against. All of these competitors doing everything they can to gain some of that straight line speed. Navigating her way through all 31 of these gates. Here comes Schaffelhuber, the final one. She comes through, 1:18.05. Stop me if you can. It's faster than both training days. 3 100ths. Quicker than yesterday. Schaffelhuber leads. Annalena Forster up next then. 21 years old, lives in Freiburg. 4th in Sochi. She got 3 other event medals in Russia. She's well down so far, the first intermediate. First time doing downhill at the World Championships. 1:18.05. Time to beat so far from her compatriot, Schaffelhuber. The blue helmet of Forster. Making her way down, 5.45 down as we stand. That's up to 6 at the second intermediate on my screens. Final few gates to come then. 7:12 is the difference between Forster and Schaffelhuber. Muraoka of Japan next. Silver medalist in 2015, also a bronze in the giant slalom, competed in Sochi. Momoka Muraoka, a 19-year-old. Is she the lady to topple Schaffelhuber? Not at the moment. 1.85 down at the first intermediate. Some 4.58 back now then. She needs to put a time on the board that's competitive for the medals then. 1:22.73. So first Japanese athlete of the morning. Currently sits in second. It was faster than Forster. Over 4 seconds back on Schaffelhuber. Now then, Claudia Lausch. This is the battle. Schaffelhuber and Lausch. Lots of big Austrian flags at the bottom of this run, waiting for her, greeting her as she comes down. 3-time Paralympian, twice a downhill bronze, defending champion here. And this, her 6th World Championships, of which she's picked up 6 World Championship golds altogether. The 28-year-old from Vienna will have her game plan, will have noted everything from training that she needs to do to get somewhere near Anna Schaffelhuber. And she's inside. She was out at the first intermediate. She was inside. She's back out again, according to my screens. This is going to be a real tight finish then. Lausch, 1:18.05. Oh, 1:18.28. 0.23 the difference between Lausch and Schaffelhuber. And we said that would be a keen contest here in this sitting downhill event. And it was so close. Just over 0.2 the difference. Linda van Impelen next, 31 years of age. This is her biggest event to date. What can she do? 1:25.60 in day one's training. And a DNF yesterday. So Van Impelen making her way down, gaining experience, like I say, biggest event to date for her, so a chance to race against some of the finest in her category. Schaffelhuber and Lausch, and Muraoka at the moment stays in 3rd position. And continues to do so. So 5th position for Van Impelen. Van Impelen finishing in 1:30.80, some 12 seconds on. Well, Victoria Pendergast is down already in her run. She's DNF'd in both the training sessions, and she's done it again. So the Australian from Sydney, in her 2nd World Championships, is down. Seems to have lodged one of her skis into the side netting, but that's been recovered. So, she's being assisted at the side. We'll take a look in a moment at the official standing. So 2 DNFs in that one. Schaffelhuber and Lausch continue their battle in the sitting medal category. But this time out, it's Schaffelhuber who picks up her first World Championship downhill gold. Quickest all weekend in training, and she's transferred that to competition day. So Pendergast gets some treatment. Prendergast getting some assistance. He looks okay at the moment, but again, we'll try and bring you any news on that a little bit later on. So that was the final competitor in the women's downhill sitting, the final women's event of our first day of competition as well. So again, make sure you're joining us throughout the course of the week. Another competition day tomorrow, training day on Friday, so no competition then. Tomorrow is all about the Super G, again for all three. Taking on the course. So men's downhill visually impaired event up next. Jon Santakana, Mr. Miroslav Hraus of Slovakia. And well, for the locals, they've been shouting his name during training for the last 2 days. 18-year-old Giacomo Bertagnoli, and his guide Fabrizio Casal as well. He will have all of the local support. The 18-year-old, his second World Championships. Mark Batum of the United States, 58 years of age. And Kevin Burton, also from the States, will follow him, or will also be part of that start list, should I say. Slovakia's Jakub Krakow. Mac Marcoux, quickest yesterday. Canadian 19-year-old will wear bib number 25. And, Maciej Kresel of Poland, 25-year-old, wearing bib 29. He will be the final competitor to come. So just making her way down was Victoria Pendergast. She's just gone past my commentary box window. As I mentioned earlier, the sun that comes over the sort of final hill into this finish area, just starting to move across to the right-hand side. So whilst it's bright, it comes just up as we start competition, but it doesn't last too long. We've already gone for 1 hour here. This is the World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships, Tarvisio, Italy. We're on day 1 of competition, and Kevin Burton has the honour of being the first male athlete to take part here in Tarvisio. Chris Tatsuno is the guide. Burton, a 34-year-old out of Denver. On 16:38 on his first day's training. Competed in Sochi, but not in Alpine. He was taking part in the para biathlon and para cross country as well. I'm sure his kids, Ewan and Imogen, are either watching on, or I'm just trying to guess the time difference. They might have had to record it. Either way, his dad coming down the mountain this time around. So para biathlon, para cross country. He's tried them all. He's getting quicker over the Alpine events. I was taking a look back through his some of his times and some of the events and some of his finishing positions, and he's certainly starting to knock on the door. What can he do here at a World Championship level? Burton through the first intermediate at 32.20. And you might note that there's no real background noise here. No music plays through the VI events. That allows full concentration and listening, and Burton has been doing just that all the way down. And we'll see what the clock comes in at there. 1:16.04. So 1:16.04, quicker than day one's training. This is Jakub Krako. Krako from Slovakia. His guide is Branislav Brosman. He in the bright yellow top and the orange bib out in front. An all blue ensemble for Krako. Just getting a little bit out of shape the last turn. A 2009 slalom gold medal winner. This is his 5th World Championships. 17.86 first day training time. He's inside at the first intermediate, and by some way as well, 1.29. He was quick through that opening section, was Krako. He's getting quicker, 3.43 according to the screen. Three seconds quicker than Burton. Let's see the time as he comes in. This is good from Jakub Krako. Well, his training times don't do him justice. Jakub Krako comes in 1:12.72. So Miroslav Haraus with Maris Hidik as his guide. He's from Prešov in Slovakia, the 30-year-old. What's he got? He's very wide there. Composes himself. Continues to follow the instructions of his guide. Silver in Sochi. Picked up 2 bronze medals in Vancouver, including a bronze in this event. So, silver medalist from the Winter Paralympics here. He's inside his compatriot's time. 1:12.72. Keep your eyes on the clock on the bottom right of the screen. Wait for the official time to come up then. He's inside by 0.92. He takes a lean. But he's inside the time. 1:11.80. First athlete inside 1:12 then. So this is Mac Marku. It's Haraus from Krakow, Slovakia 1 and 2 as it stands. Can the Canadian upset that? And he's inside early doors. (19 years of age). Marku with a brand new guide for this season. This is Jack Leach, former competitive skier in his own right. Gold in the giant slalom at the Paralympics. Marku, bronze in the downhill. He is the reigning world champion. This is his 3rd World Championships. Can he add another title here in Italy? To the line. It looks quick. He was well in front at the second intermediate, and he's done just that. 0.82 quicker than Haraus, and Max Marku goes top. What a performance from Mac Marcoux then. Next up, Mark Batum. Or at least it should have been Mark Batum. But that isn't Mark Batum. It's actually Giacomo Bertagnoli. And the announcer here has just realised that as well. So no Mark Batum. We'll hopefully know why a little bit later on. But so Bertagnoli will get the local support. Just 18 years of age. His guy is Fabrizio Casal. It's his second World Championships. Can he put a medal around his neck for the home crowd on day one? He's outside of Marcoux's time. He'll be aiming for Krakow and Haraus with Jon Santacana to come as well. It's a big ask of the young Italian. He's outside of the times at the moment. We'll see what he does. He's in fourth position. He gets a big roar at the bottom. You can see the crowd behind him. Very appreciative of the young Italian. He makes his way off. So, Jon Santacana. Mistegui has 1:10.98 to try and combat as he makes his way down then. Miguel Garces is his guide, born in San Sebastian, the 36-year-old now. Was third fastest in training on day one, second fastest yesterday. He's outside of Marcoux's time. He was disqualified in 2015, gold in 13, silver in 11 and 09. Three-time Paralympian and Paralympic champion in both Sochi and Vancouver. Can the Spaniard turn this into gold? He's going to have to go some down this back end. Just off balance again here, and that will probably be enough for Marcoux to maintain first. On 10.98. This could be interesting. It was a big finish from Santacana. No, 0.57 the difference. He moves into second. It's another medal for the great Spaniard. So this is Maciej Krzel. Maciej Krzel of Poland, 25 years old. Man in the yellow helmet, making his way down this Tarvisio slope. Anna Ogozinska is the guide. You'll have noted the varying different styles between all of the VI competitors. It's the same across all VI sports. Everybody has their own techniques, what works, what doesn't. Always intriguing and interesting to watch. Double Paralympian, this is his third World Championships. Krzel. Marcoux's time is not in danger. So Marcoux with a new guide for the season. He's getting it right. The reigning world champion slots another gold medal onto his cabinet. And the 19-year-old Canadian will be very happy. A high five for the Polish team. Smiles as well from Krzel. Comes in seventh. Some near 15 seconds back. So there you go, Marku 1:10.98, Santa Cana Mestigui in second, Miroslav Haros in third, Jakub Krakow is the man that has to miss out, fourth position, and Giacomo Bertagnoli, well, he can join in with the anthem of the Tarvisio World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships. So hopefully you're enjoying the coverage here of the World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships 2017, live here in Tarvisio. My name's Alan March. If you want to join in with us, you can send your messages via social media, hashtag Tarvisio 2017, Tarvisio 2017. If you want to join in, send us a message. We'll try and read out some of the best ones as we go out throughout the course of the competition this week. Again, competition tomorrow is the Super G. We've got a day off on Friday for training. We're back on Saturday and then Monday and Tuesday as well. Make sure you join us every day. Brilliant live coverage here. All you want information-wise on the sport, www.paralympic.org/alpine-skiing. This is the lineup for the standing event of the downhill that is coming up in a few moments' time. And in fact, not coming up, happening right now. So Markus Salcher of Austria is the first, being serenaded down the run by the local crowd. The 25-year-old Sochi gold medal winner, also in the Super G as well. So today and tomorrow, big days for him at this World Championships. World Championship gold in 2013, a disappointing 6th place in 2015. He was furious with it. Just off balance there. Salcher hanging on. That's the corner that's catching most out today. Fastest on both training days, so this competition might just be won in the very first run. Salcher tucking in to yet another turn. Just clipping that gate and as close as he can here. So it is Salcher that comes through. We'll try and get the official time in just a couple of moments. In fact, 1:12.22. So Canada's Braden Luscombe is next. And as I said, the thing about this competition is Luscombe gets all sorts of sideways. He's maintained it through the next section. As I was saying, yeah, this one could be won in the very first run. Salcher, quick day one, quick on day two, and seems to be doing it again. Slightly slower than his training days, though, 1:12.22. Luscombe was 1:25 down at the first intermediate. Tucks himself in, trying to find the extra bit of speed that will propel him into those medal positions and keep him there. At worst, going second means you sit second, but for how long? Luscombe, 24-year-old. He failed to finish in all 4 of his events in Sochi. He He was 9th in 2015. Can he come up with something close to 1:12.22? Here we go. Final few meters to come. 3 seconds back. 1:15.23 from the Canadian. Martin France from Slovakia. Number 32 on the bib. Again, no use of poles for Martin France. Medal, double Paralympic. He's back at the moment. 2.99 according to my screen from Luscombe and Salka as it stands. So France of Slovakia, 6.04. Doesn't look like he's going to emulate the medal-winning performances of 2009. France comes through, 1:19.88. He passes my window. James Whitley, the only male British skier in action on day one. Again, without poles in this performance. Whitley, just 19 years of age. He's from Eastbourne. It's a very nice part of the British Isles. Tucking in, trying to get those aerodynamics working as best they can. So back by nearly 2 seconds on intermediate 1. Intermediate 2 showing him back as well. 3.46. Easy's eventual difference. So a time 1:15.68. It does put him in the medals for now, but plenty of quality to come in the rest of this field. So Robin Couche. Just 18. He's the nephew of Didier Couche, for those of you that are avid ski followers. Considered Swiss's finest speed skier, a silver medalist in Nagano, just for starters. Second World Championships. Failed to finish in both of his events in 2015. The first test for Robin Couche is to not emulate that, and he gets it a little sideways again. Composes himself and carries on, does Couche. Just 18, so trying to build his own Couche legacy within the para-alpine skiing community. I'm sure it can't hurt to have advice from an uncle such as Didier Couche. He was not too far away at the first intermediate. The second he's dropped to about a second and a half. Here he comes towards the line then. Couche 2.34 back on the leader at the moment, Salka, but Couche's time will emulate him into second position at 1:14.56. But again, a lot of athletes taking part in this classification. So Jeffrey Stoet, bib number 35 from the Netherlands, 21 years of age. Took a big injury in 2015. Didn't start training again until August last year. But as we saw with Marie Bochet a little bit earlier on, you can come from an injury and be absolutely awesome. What can Jeffrey Stutt give us on his run? Another that's a little wild through that right-hand bend. It was 0.8 back at the first intermediate. 1:12.22 from Salka. That's the big time. Just a little frantic, balancing himself off here. Stutt then into the final pitch, coming down, looking at his time, which will be, it's not bad though, 1.78 back, 1:14 exactly. And he's happy with that. He's hit 1:14 on the nose and put himself in second. So already Robin Kusch drops down a position. So Kirk Schornstein, third World Championships, fifth in the slalom event of the 2015 Worlds. Double Paralympian as well from Edmonton. He was third fastest in training. That was a 1:14.73. That won't be good enough to get inside the medals, but he's 1:15 outside. Coming up towards the second intermediate time then. Schornstein, ignore that. 1:31 back, according to my graphics here. Schornstein tucks in, drives towards the line, and he's second. Held on to that speed towards the end, did Kirk Schornstein. 1:13.84 puts the Canadian in second. So it's Austria, Canada, Netherlands as we stand. Still plenty to come. Bernhard, Christoph Bernhard Snyder, 24 years of age, second at the Worlds. It's his second World, should I say. First go at downhill at this event. Can he come close to his compatriot? Smashes into that gate, smashes into it. But doesn't straddle it, so keeps it going. Again, tucking in, trying to gain that speed down the piste. Snyder was 0.81 down at the first intermediate. Some good air at that jump. And down he comes then. Crossing now. Fifth, 2.65 behind. It's fairly tight this. The 1:14s are a dangerous place to be. Niko Bojancic is next up. So Bojancic, bib number 38. 19 years of age. He did take part in the 2015 World Championships, not in downhill. So another looking to deliver for the first time. So again, .528 back. So at the moment, Salke, Schornstein, Stut. So it's 3 S's on the slopes in the medal positions at the moment. This is Adam Hall, bib number 39 out of the gates. The New Zealander. 2010 standing slalom gold medal winner. DNF in the World Championships last time out. He was actually the flag bearer for New Zealand at the opening of the games in Sochi. He's 1.31 down at the first intermediate. That puts him down in 7th position. Currently just ahead of Whitley of Great Britain. Hall, though, coming towards the 2nd intermediate. As I say, slight error in the timings on the bottom right of your screen. I've got the official ones in front of me, so I'll keep you posted on those. So, 2nd intermediate for Hall. He was 2.48 back. 112 is gone. He's outside 115 as well, so he'll stay 7th, as he did in both of his intermediate times. So Hall slots himself into 7th position. Salke still leads 112.22. I said right at the beginning here, this competition might be won with the very first run. We're struggling to find where it might get changed. So, Alexis Guimont. Guimont just 17 here, the Canadian. Born in Houston, Texas. Resides now in Quebec, and this is his first World Championships. So a big moment for Alexis Guimont. Get a race first day, get it out of your system, all the nerves are gone. He was only 0.89 down at the first intermediate, but that still puts you in 5th position. That first section has been the tightest amongst all of the competitors so far. He's 2.16 back now, and that should relegate him to at least 6th position. Down through the final, across the line he comes, and well, his time will go in at 1:15.04. And the action just keeps on coming. Bib number 42 belongs to Hiraku Misawa, the 29-year-old from Japan. 3-time Paralympian, 6-time world champion now. The 6-time world championship competitor. He's got just the 1 medal from all of those visits, those 9 major events. Just the 1 medal to show, but it's a 1 medal nonetheless. And that came in the slalom event back in 2009. Remember, the times are calculated. There is a formula added to the time. What you see is the right time. The clock here ticks maybe slightly differently to the one in your kitchen or the one on your wrist. It's all done within the rules and the regulations within the sport. So each athlete within a medal group, each classification, there is a formula for each impairment that's added to the clock. So what you see at the bottom of the run is the real time that they get with that calculated time added in. So as he crosses, it's fifth for Masawa. 2:48 back. He takes a long look at the video board at the end of the run. As you see the athletes, they start to look to their right, to your left as you look at the screen. The board is wide on the left-hand side as you look at that bottom section. So that's what they're all looking at when they finish. They're straight up into the vertical and having a quick look at the board, see how they fare. Mitchell Gawley is next to tackle the course then, the Australian. Two-time Paralympian. He was second quickest yesterday, third fastest on the first training day. Can the 25-year-old put himself into the medal positions? At the moment, it's an exclusive club. Anybody beginning with the letter S in their surname has got the medals. Can Mitchell Gawley separate that? Salka, Schornstein and Stut all up there. This is not bad from Gawley. 0.17 down at the first intermediate. That would put him second. How will he fare as he crosses the line then? 1:14 just outside, 2:23 the difference, but it's fourth for Mitchell Gawley. And that is unfortunate from the Australian. So this is Jordan Boursin, 23-year-old from France. Been competing on the World Cup circuit. He's fairly new to the team. And we wait for our first intermediate time on this run then. So Boursin just hitting a little bump leading into that. He's 1.34 down. Again, slight issue with the clock at the bottom right, so we'll bring you the correct times through the official system with me. Don't forget, keep sending in those tweets. Hashtag Tarvisio 2017. Boursin racing down then. (1:12.22), 1:14.87 is the difference between first and seventh. It's not that big, but those medals very tight. Here comes Boursin, the French team cheering him in. Big experience for the 23-year-old. And Boursin drops into 12th. Next up should be Finland's Santeri Kiveri. Who a debut for the Finn at World Championship level, just 16 years of age. And at the first interval, he's some 14.58 back from our reigning leader, Salka. So Kiveri tucks himself in. Second intermediate time split, 58.64 is what Salka went through at. He's picking up the pace. Is Kiveri. Well, we need to wait for an official time here, because that says he's rocketed to the top. So we'll wait for the official timing, people, to tell me if that's right, because 1:07.67 seems ridiculously quick. So just a slight issue with the timings at the moment. So there'll be a slight pause, a debut from Santeri Kiveri. So a fair bit of hanging around, excuse the pun, at the moment, but we'll be bringing you the full action again in just a couple of moments' time. So Salka's time 1:12.22. So on my screen, the times have been corrected. I'll give you Kiveri's time in just a few moments. But Salka has been promoted back to the top of the board, as we suspected a slight issue with the scoring and the timing. So we go back up to the top. This will be Miroslav Ledinsky when we get underway. About 30 seconds away from starting, the 44-year-old. Kiveri's time was actually 1:17, so the 1:07. He can at least say he was top of the leaderboard for a moment. This is Ledinsky, 44 years of age, as mentioned. It's in his second World Championships. Not many athletes left to come in this event now. He really was bib 46. Ledinsky's bib 47. It leaves just Bolshe and Roger Ignacy Davi of Andorra to come. So, Salka, as I said, went first, set the quickest time, and he will be feeling exceptionally confident that that will remain as is. Ledinsky back on the times at the moment. Be looking to come in and around the 14th, 13th positions. That's what he'd be liking to push on as he crosses his line. 1:24 though is some way back. He's happy with himself. Arthur Bolshe. Very little known about this Frenchman. A few newbies on the circuit have appeared here at the World Championship, so Bolshe, the penultimate athlete to go in this men's downhill standing event. First intermediate, 0.088. Last position at the moment, Ledinsky, as we just saw a moment ago, 1:24.80. This will be quicker than that by a long way. Bolshe That's not bad, you know. 2:26 for the relatively unknown Frenchman. Barchet puts himself in 5th position. He can hold his head high with that one. Andorran Roger Ignacy Puy Davi, to give him all of his names. 19-year-old in his first major tournament representing Andorra. Has represented Spain at various events in the past, but Davi choosing to represent Andorra. Which is a tiny old place if you ever get a chance to go. And, well, he's just about held that together as Davi. I'm not sure how, but he has. And, well, that will massively affect the time. He was already fairly slow through the first intermediate. He was... he'll have to try and figure out where he can pick up some more time. Otherwise, he's destined to come somewhere in the region of Ladinsky's 1:24.80. But a little bit of drama on the Andorran's run. Nothing like a bit of drama. So Roger Ignacy Davi comes through the line, and as he brings himself to a halt, that brings this event to a halt, and Ignacy raises his arms in the air. I think after that recovery, he could be happy with a 1:22.72. And, well, the Andorran is happy with his performance, and a happier man than him will be Marcus Sauker, fastest in training over the first 2 days. And he was the first out of the gate in that event. And he was the first all the way through. Guess what's coming next? Sweet Caroline is, of course, being blared out from the giant speaker set. It's not far from the little hut that we're in here. So again, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do so by using the hashtag Tarvisio2017. That's Tarvisio2017. Send through your tweets. Tell us who you are, where you're watching from, who you are supporting. Maybe give us your performance of the day. You have to say that Barchet of France was superb. But Salka wasn't bad either, was he? So a couple of contenders for performance of the day. From a Great Britain perspective, nobody looking any further than Millie Knight, who was fabulous in the first event of the day, picking up that gold. He's singing along with it now as well, which is, I can't figure out, brilliant or scary, but either way. So you can see the fans are happy with it. They're down at the finish end. And we're about a minute away from getting our next event underway. We started off with Millie Knight winning the women's VI event. This is the final event of day one's action. Stick around at the end. We'll bring you the medal ceremonies as quickly as we can. We finish here with this sitting event in the men's, though. The joint quickest time of 12:90 for Japan's Mori and America's Kirka. That gives us a great build-up for this final event here of day one. Reigning champion Corey Peters and Paralympic champion Akira Kano are at the party as well. So whilst these guys enjoy themselves up there, the pressure is on. And we are away. Johan Tabolet of France is first out of the gate. So Johan Tabolet, 35 years of age. double Paralympian. "35 years old, a bronze medalist in 2013. He'll be looking to return to the medals here. He's got 3 different coloured medals, or 3 medals, should I say, over 4 different world championships as Tarvisio. Coming up to the 60-second mark in this first run. All these competitors figuring out their favoured line and using those 2 training days wisely. 1:15:33 is how we start. So 1:15:33. Tarvisio sets down the mark for everybody else. This is George Kreiter. Kreiter, 31-year-old from Germany. 8th in Sochi. Picked up 2 golds in the World Championships in 2015. Not in downhill, super combined in the giant slalom. Nice and tight through this long right-hander. Also the most today already is Kreiter. He's inside Tarvisio's time. So Tarvisio some 1:22 slower through that first section. Again, nice and tight through the gates from George Kreiter. Second interval time was 1:01:04. It's going to be close. .09 was the difference then. Behind the scenes, I can tell you that. .09. Here comes Kreiter. How much speed can he pick up at the bottom end? He's 1.3 back. So 13 100ths of a second the difference between first and second at the moment then. Oh, aerial from Andrew Kirker. The 24-year-old, born in Anchorage, quickest on day 1's training. As I mentioned earlier, he was joint fastest yesterday in training. It's his 3rd World Championships. He was 6th in 2015, and he's a lot wider than Kreiter going through there, and he's 2 seconds up. According to my information, Andrew Kirker is some 2.20 up. But there are plenty of areas on this downhill course to lose time. He's been through one of the trickiest parts of it, to be fair to him. He's 3 seconds inside now. This is quick from Kirker. All about the finish line from here. What's the time for Kirker? 3.78 inside, 1:11:55. Gauntlet thrown from the American. The 24-year-old leads. So Akira Kano, first Japanese athlete to win a Para-Alpine gold medal, lives in Nagano. He did that in Vancouver, the Super G, gold medalist in the downhill. So another that could be competitive here when it comes to times. Very close to the gate, really good tight line from the Japanese skier, and he's 0.21 inside Kirker's time. I took a look at this event in the last couple of days and fancied this one would be a real tight one to call. And it's going that way. Kirker, 1:11.55. Kano inside at the first intermediate. How will he fare? 57.94 is what we're looking for at the second intermediate. Just waiting for that to come up. He's outside. He's slowed somewhat, has Kano. So Kano coming through. 2:22 back. Frédéric Francois of France is next, bib number 54. Getting off to a bit of a bumpy start there. Slowed himself a little. 2 medals in 2015, not in the downhill. He came up 5th in that competition. He's some 2 seconds back in the first section. How will he fare in the middle section? It was a DNF in Sochi. Getting to the line was the issue there. Smashing a gate through that time around, just using the forearm of both right and left to keep a tight line. He was 2 seconds back in the first part of the course. In the middle, he's some 4 seconds back now. So Francois crosses the line. He'll be in 5th here. Not what he would have wanted. 1:16.30. Well, he was one of the fallers yesterday in training, so he got to the bottom this time around, but maybe a little apprehensive about some of the flaws. Now, Peter Corey. Or Corey Peters, should I say. That's what you call reading off the screen. 33 years of age, the defending champion, and in the Super G as well. Came up with a 1:14.89 in training yesterday. He's quick through here, but not quick enough to be in front of Kirker at the moment. 0.49 the difference between Peters and Kirker. In fact, it puts him in 3rd. Kano in 2nd through that first section. The New Zealander racing down then. .67 back at the second intermediate time. Across the line he comes. 2nd. Corey Peters on the podium. .14 athletes scheduled still to come, though. This is one of them. Kirker stays on top of the podium for now. The only athlete inside 1:12 so far. So this should be Yasmin Bamba. Bib number 56. So, Bamba. He's 37 years old, he's Bamba. He resides in Denver. He was actually born in the former Yugoslavia. He's of Bosnian heritage. I think he started racing for the States around about 2010. It's his fourth Worlds. He's a double Paralympian as well. And Bamba's time, 1:19.13. So, next out of the start gate is Takeshi Suzuki, bib number 57. He's 28 years of age, is Suzuki. Double Paralympian, bronze in Sochi, gold in the slalom in Russia. How will he affect proceedings? .97 back at the first intermediate time then. Kirker's second was 57.94, so we'll see how much Suzuki gets close to. He was some 3.99 back, nearly 4 seconds there. Just 1/100th away from being exactly 4 seconds back. So a slow middle section for Suzuki, and it eventually culminates in a 7th place for him. So it's Kirker, Kano and Tabule still in there. Now Roman Rebel. Oh, and it's big. Rebel out of control in the very early stages here. And that's a big fall. Silver medalist last year, the 25-year-old takes a tumble in the very early stages of the course, and a medal prospect goes. Wow, Roman Rebel, it was a big cheer from the crowd at the bottom of the hill, and within 16 seconds he was done. So he's our first DNF in this medal group. We've got a little wait for our next competitor. It should be Taiki Mori. So this is where a real opportunity to change the podium comes. Joint fastest yesterday. And here's a man at 36. He made his debut in the World Cup events back in 2002. Taiki Mori. Well, here comes Roman Rebel. So again, if you're just tuning in, we're in the final stages of day one of the World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships here in Tarvisio in Italy. A course prepared to challenge and challenge it has. So a big cheer for Roman as he comes down around the side of the track, but taking a bit more powder from the sides as he would have done from the slope itself. This is of course packed and prepared prior to competition. So here we go then. 69. Or 59, should I say. Taiki Mori, that is where Rebel came unstuck, but the Japanese skier doesn't have the same issues. three-time Paralympian, 4 medals, a silver in the downhill in 2010. And he's a fail as well. Well, just getting it all wrong. And 2 of the big guns that might have affected the medal standings getting it wrong. There you see, Taiki Mori just doesn't nail the landing and brings to a halt his medal campaign in the downhill. Wow. Andrew Kirker might just have a smile on his face at the bottom of the hill. The man that was joint quickies with him yesterday doesn't make it down this time. Well, a couple of surprises. Andrew Kirker, 1:11.55. Corey Peters in second. Akira Kano of Japan in third. Johan Tabole maneuvered into fourth. Is there anybody left to affect these medal positions? So each run is allocated a certain amount of time, which means that if somebody should fail to finish, the allocated time continues. So we do eventually have to wait for the start of the next competitor, and at the start gate should be Stephen Lawler, because we should have had Kurt Oatway, but that is a DNS as far as I can tell. So 61 is definitely Stephen Lawler, 26 years of age, from Burlington. His dad was a rally car driver. I can't imagine where he got his thirst for fast sports from then. Oh, and he's come a cropper in the same place as Roman Rabot. And that is the end of Stephen Lawler in this downhill contest. Just getting his landing all wrong. The left edge of the ski going underneath him, and driving the 26-year-old American into the slope, but it's shoulder first. So, well, he failed to finish all of the events in 2015. He's DNF'd first time out in 2017 as well. So Lawler, work to be done here. Just getting that landing wrong, and as I say, that is the area of the piece that has caused some real issues. So should be Kenji Natsume up next.
Oh.
As I say, Natsume, the 43-year-old, will be the next man out of the gates. He's actually DNF'd on both of his training runs. So, having seen the errors of Rebo and Lawler, and of course Taiki Mori as well, he'll do well to get down and finish the course. Will Kenji Natsume. So Kirker, 1:11.55. And in fact, we're not going to get Kenji Natsume either. So he's a DNS, according to my system. And there you go. That is what you need to do when there is a whole host of snow knocking around, is go and have a snowball fight. Why not? I think I might head that way myself after this. There's a few people I think I could throw some snowballs at today. So, the next couple of athletes that should have gone would have been Natsumi. And in the program was Tyler Walker. And they are do not starts from the pair. So that will take us scheduled to Christoph Kunz of Switzerland. That should be our next starter. Another quick look at the standings as we go along. Don't forget, get in touch with us. Use the hashtag Tarvisio 2017. If you want to follow us, it's at Paralpine on Twitter and Instagram as well. Get onto the Facebook page. Also, all the information you need is on www.paralympic.org/alpine-skiing. Stick with us. This is, of course, just day one of the World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships here in Tarvisio. Tomorrow, day 2. Friday is a training day, so don't tune in just then. And then on Saturday, we are back with our third competition day. So there you go. Confirmation that's up at the starting gates. Right up there. Some 1,377 metres above ground level. That is Christoph Kunz of Switzerland. And away he goes. So Kunz will know the time to beat 1:11.55. The question is, are any of our final 5 or 6 competitors able to do just that? A little wide into this one. He's failed to finish at various world championships, and this is one of the bends that catches a few out, but he's got through it. He's 1.4 back, is Christoph Kunz. His wife Stephanie and 2 kids will be watching, a 2010 Paralympic gold medalist. He took the giant slalom gold in 2014. It's his 6th World Championships, Kunz. His first one going all the way back to 2004. How will Kunz affect the medal positions? He's 2:16 back. He's up to 4th position, though. He's currently ahead of Taboulet. Can he get inside 1:13.77? Oh, 1:13.83. Christoph Kunz was very quick. 100ths of a second. Just missing out on the medal then. Niels de Langen of the Netherlands. 18 years of age, born in Arnhem. This is his world's debut. And if you ask him, he'll tell you his sights are firmly set on making it to the Winter Paralympics. Something out of Tarvisio would be an absolute bonus for the young Dutchman. He's that's not bad here. He's 1.15 down, which means he's quicker than what Kunz was a moment ago through that first section. He just needs to continue the speed that the Swiss competitor did a few moments ago. De Langen went from 6th to 4th through the second section. De Langen can only go as high as 5th then. Can he pick up the pace down this final pitch through towards the line? 1:15.24 puts him in 5th position. So a couple of good efforts here from Koens and then Niels de Langen to try and affect the tables at the moment. Jeroen Kamschur of the Netherlands. Bib 66. We're into our final few competitors of day one. Once again, stick around at the end. We'll bring you the medal ceremonies as quick as we can put them together. Good stuff from Jeroen Kamschur so far. Just 17 years of age from Leiderdorp in the Netherlands. He's been competing on the World Cup circuit on a regular basis. He's 1.42 back, but the place to make it up is this middle section. He's down in 8th at the moment. Can the 17-year-old go quicker? De Langen dropped into 5th. Two Dutch skiers back to back, double Dutch. Dropping down to 10th at that last intermediate time then, so a steady run from Kamschur. And as he comes over in 1:16.70. There's no shame in 10th here for the 17-year-old in his World Championship debut. Now Mark Sawyer, 38 years old, from Australia. It's his second World Championships. He picked up 2 DNFs in 2015, and he's picking one up here as well. Hopefully this landing is softer than it looks. He's took a bit of a whack to the back of the head, and he's feeling that. You can see just losing it as he starts to come into the slow, long right-hander and ends up into the V-netting. There's 3 rolls of it there, so no chance of him going any further, but as you can see, just grimaces and rubs the back of the head. At the moment, he's wedged into the V-netting, but hopefully he's okay. Looks it. So just manoeuvring the Australian onto slightly more terra firma, if there is such a thing on a slope. But he will be disappointed. Double DNF in 2015, and he starts his campaign here with the same outcome. So Bib 67. Mark Sawyer finds the snow. Floris Meijer of the Netherlands is scheduled up next. Obviously, we'll have a slight delay here as they make safe both Sawyer and, of course, the course. So again, this is day one of the World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships from Tarvisio here in Italy. My name's Alan Marty. If you want to get in touch with us, you can simply send us a tweet. It's dead easy. Use the hashtag Tarvisio2017. Lots of chat through that hashtag so far today. Mainly people supporting their own athletes. Lots of congratulations for people like Millie Knight and Marie Boucher, coming up with some wonderful performances. A lot of love for the Spanish VI racer in the men's event, Jon Santacana, as well. So keep those tweets coming into us. And Simon says that the parasport is awesome. Hashtag Tarvisio 2017. It is right across the board, right across the parasporting world. Get involved. It's my joy to cover a fair few different disciplines, different sports, and I have to tell you, the respect to these athletes is huge. Andrew Kirker then sitting in 1:11.55 in first, with just 2 competitors to go. He will have a medal. At the moment, we are expecting Floris Maria and Jesper Pedersen, Netherlands and Norway. I've not been told that either won't go. So we're just over 30 seconds away from the next run. As I said, it should be Floris Meijer of the Netherlands. So Meijer, the penultimate athlete in our schedule, taking a slightly different line to that jump and just making sure that he gets over it. It's not been a major problem to the non-sitting skiers, but certainly to the sitting skiers it's caused an issue. So's that one as well. That one claimed Mori a little bit earlier on. Floris Meijer at the moment looks like he's just putting in a rather safe run. Another of the corners that's claimed a few. He's 3.97 behind in the first intermediate then. So Floris Meijer, 27 years of age. He suffered spinal cord injuries back in 2012 whilst actually boarding. Ski boarding, and here he is now competing at a world championship. So his love of the snow is deep. And Floris Meijer competing now at world championship level, but he just takes a tumble, doesn't get the ski straight and flat at all, tucks himself in here as he slides down. And he's, smashes the slope in anger. So disappointment for him. And Jesper Pedersen is already up and running. The 17-year-old keen, he's out of the gate. So Pedersen, he's also a football referee as well. And he's also competed in para-athletics. His run yesterday, 1:17.74. And into the big right-hander here. Pedersen coming up to the first intermediate split time. He's 2:13 behind. That keeps him in 10th position. A lot of people in and around that time, though. So if he can pick up some pace from somewhere. The final athlete of day one. Second intermediate. He's a bit more damaging. He moves up 2 places, though. 392 puts him into 8th. Driving towards home then. And a finish of 1:15.79 puts him in 8th position. The young Norwegian completes our lineup and completes our day's worth of competition. Andrew Kirker had a big field to go against here, but some falls in the middle order really helped his campaign, and Kirker it is that picks it up with 1:11.55, the winning time in the sitting downhill event for the men. 6 medal groups on day one are done and dusted. Kirker from Corey Peters and Akira Keno. As only 12 of the competitors manage a finishing time in this last event. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed the first day's action. It's not over just yet either. Do stick around. We've got the medal ceremonies coming up in a little while. We'll keep you posted on those. And as we've mentioned throughout the coverage, do get in touch with us using the hashtag Tarvisio 2017. Maybe you've got some moves like those guys out there. If you are leaving us here, don't forget tomorrow's action is also an 11 o'clock start, so if you're with us just before then, you won't miss a single thing. I think we're going on air tomorrow at around about 10:50, 10:55. That is, of course, Central European time. Just a look back on your screens now at some of the trials and tribulations, the falls and unforgivingness of the course, the Di Prampero course. I'll be back with you in a couple of moments.
Ciao, Cavan. Okay.